Hi Aquarius, welcome to the full moon lunar eclipse in Pisces reading for September 17th, 2024. Full moons close out cycles, however, with the lunar eclipse, this reading is pertinent for 2.5 years because this is the beginning of the next 2.5 years. So this kind of gives you, this time period gives you an inkling of what the next 2.5 years hold for you. So it's a rather important lunar eclipse. The direction this reading is going in is number 2 energy, which is planning and action. It did come up reversed, and so I'm just going to take some excerpts out of the book here. I don't have these memorized. I don't want to have them memorized. But this card in reverse is telling a tale of missed opportunities, plans fallen through, travels delayed, actions not taken. So this has been a period of slow moving energy for you, and it's time to pull yourself out of the quagmire. So that's probably what you're going to be doing in the next 2.5 years. You do have some goals in mind, and you may even have done some preparation, but the efforts have stalled. Lately, your mind has been in the clouds, and your daily activities can have been consumed by the mundane. So this card is telling you that you've got to start focusing on your higher priorities, and it's not too late. So instead of slow moving, it's time to move things into gear when it is reversed. Okay? So that's probably where we are headed in the next 2.5 years. Things are going to pick up. The first set of cards is where you find yourself at the time of the full moon, or if you are consciously, actively ending a cycle. You'll find that information here with the first two cards. The second set of cards is you, what you're thinking, what you're feeling, how you're behaving, what you're doing. And those are the center cards. And the last set of cards, okay, so you're going to be behaving like a King of Wands. That's good. The second set of cards, the last set of cards is the probable outcome. And that's probable because some things we are able to change when we have that information, and some things we are meant to experience. But always for our higher good, always for our growth. Though it may not seem like it at the time. Nice. Oh, you even have your own card here, your Aquarius card. Nice. All right, let's get started. This is not a bad reading. You do have the Nine of Swords as things that we're closing out now, and that's worry. A lot of worry. It's the mind that gets ahead of itself. It tells itself stories, and we believe them, and so it's a thought that goes over and over and over in our head. We can't seem to shake it. There's sleepless nights. There's loss of faith. But the planets have something to do with this, because if you notice, he's under a blanket of planets. There's a lot of symbolism here. The Aries is very apparent to me, so I guess that's because you are going to be behaving like an Aries. But there's a lot of planetary symbols there, meaning that the situation may have been planetary, and as these planets move on, so will the situation. 9 is certainly a culmination and the ending of that. So we are coming to the end of this difficult mental worry and despair. This could have been with the King of Swords, or it could have been your own mental energy. This person may be somebody you're worried about, or they may be overly worried. That's also possible here, that you're dealing with somebody like this. This is my Libra card. They don't have to be a Libra sign. They could just be taking on these traits. This is somebody with pointy features, so sharp cheekbones, a pointy chin, pointy nose, a sharp, agile mind. They do not let too much emotion rule their decision making. It's a very militaristic, regimented mind. It's facts and figures for this person, and that's what they are dealing with. It can also be judicial, the law, the military, the police, lawyers. You may have to deal with some of things like that, or you're worried about that kind of situation, and there could be some decisions that need to be made here with the Two of Swords, which happens to be the moon in Libra. Libra can see both sides of a situation. You have a lot of air energy here, so very much in the thought and action realm of your world. Libra has difficulty in making decisions, but this card is saying that both faculties have to be in use, which would be the mental faculty and your feeling, how you feel about it, or the feel of a situation. Does it feel right? It can't just be all logic, because that's where you're coming from right now, is the head. And this is cutting something off. This is like a scissor that cuts something off. But we need to make that decision. And the card is also stating that no matter what you decide here, you will always have to deal with challenges and rewards. It's part and parcel, right? Part and parcel for the situation, for any situation. So it just says make a decision and stop worrying so much about it. But to get out of your head with that Nine of Swords, you should be doing something very physical. The nice thing about that is the King of Wands is a physical energy. It's a very active energy. Excuse me. It is a trailblazer. There's fiery energy there. And so you can be blazing trails. You can be searching for information, but you can also be the source of information, and people may be seeking you out for information. You may feel a little bit like being on your own. The Hermit is a very solitary energy, but that's so that we can take information, digest it, and turn that knowledge into wisdom. So you may be searching for it, or you may be creating it yourself through the information that you gather. And that King of Wands is very self-directing. They are great managers, but they do have a lot of energy. And for me, it really feels sort of like a renewal. You do have 2 nines, though, so there is a culmination of energy here. With that, you have the Seven of Wands. So the Seven of Wands is like competitive energy. It can be anything that's trying to knock you down from your situation at this time. It doesn't have to be people. It's very competitive, but it doesn't have to be a competitor. It can just be anything that's kind of challenging you at this moment. 7 is the number of ethics. It's also faith in yourself, but also faith in what can't be seen but nevertheless exists. And that's why 7 is very much associated with the energy of God, or the idea of God. There can be some unexpected things that come up, but you do have the energy and the wisdom to handle them as they come up. Don't get ahead of yourself. The outcome is the Hierophant, number 5, and the Star card. These are organizations. These are schools, hospitals, the DMV, any kind of organization. It's also a no answer. You may get a no answer. You may give a no answer. But it really feels like organizations to me, and tradition. For some people, this can be marriage for the future. We're planning and acting here. It's planning and action, the number 2 energy. So here we are making that decision. Here we're actually already starting to get into action. And here we are setting things down, because this is the Hierophant is tradition, right? It's organized energy. It's something that is established. It is the establishment. And you can be establishing things at this time for the future. Again, the Star card really tells me that there's information involved here, because it's Aquarius, right? It's the flow of information. And it can be technological as well. Whatever it is, it brings a lucky shift, a lucky change. This Wheel of Fortune is a change of fortune for the better, and that's obvious here because we have so much mental activity that's difficult, and all of a sudden it really brightens up. But it's not because of your hard work and not because of the struggles that you have been through. Those have actually helped you to build character, it looks like. And there's a nice change of a pace for you with the Wheel of Fortune. It is the card of a fortunate change, even though life is a gamble. But with that Aquarius card, with the Star card, for me it feels very, very fortunate. This card keeps coming up to dignity. Hold your head up high and know that the universe is supporting you. And you can see that here in this situation, especially with the Star card. That's inspiration and it's help, even from the other side. I hope this has been helpful. Thank you for watching. Take good care, and I'll talk to you in 2 weeks. Bye for now.